Hi, my loves. Welcome back to the Starscartel channel. If you don't know, I am Star. The message I heard is you are in the room. Okay, the scripture comes from Matthew 19:3. Some Pharisees came up to him and said to test him, "May a man divorce his wife for any reason whatsoever?" He replied, "Have you not read that at the beginning the Creator made them male and female, and declared, for this reason a man shall leave his father and mother and cling to his wife, and the two shall become as one. Thus they are no longer two but one flesh. Therefore let no man separate what God has joined." They said to him, "Then why did Moses command divorce and the promulgation of a divorce decree?" "Because of your stubbornness, Moses let you divorce your wives," he replied. "But at the beginning it was not that way. I now say to you, whoever divorces his wife, lewd conduct is a separate case, and marries another commits adultery, and the man who marries a divorced woman commits adultery." His disciples said to him, "If that is the case between man and wife, is it better not to marry?" He said, "Not everyone can accept this teaching, only those to whom it is given to do so. Some men are incapable of sexual activity from birth. Some have been deliberately made so, and some there are who have freely renounced sex for the sake of God's reign. Let him accept this teaching who can." Okay, so this is what God is saying. God is saying you are in the room, you are in the room, you are in the room. I feel like this message is for someone you have been questioning God about a decision. This is literally about divorce. Okay, so this is for somebody. If you are trying to figure out if God is okay with you getting divorced, God said, Jesus said that the only reason that he will be okay with you getting a divorce is if your spouse has cheated on you. If your spouse has been what does it say? Lewd conduct is a separate case. Okay, so if your spouse, the only way that you can be separated or divorced is if someone steps out on that marriage. Okay, if that person did not step out on the marriage, as far as God is concerned, you are still married. Okay, now, once again, lewd conduct is a separate case. If your person has broken the covenant that you made with them in the eyes of God, y'all are no longer married. They made a choice. They made the decision to go ahead and be with somebody else. That is their choice. And God said he is not going to make you stay with somebody that chose to be with somebody else. They disrespected you. They by stepping out on you. And that's like literally what the message is. God is saying if somebody has disrespected you by stepping out on you, and they decided that they were going to sleep with somebody else, they decided they were going to be with somebody else, and you decided that you didn't want to deal with that anymore, you are free to carry on about your business. But if this person has not done any of these things, and this person has done no wrong, then no, you are not authorized to carry on and do as you want to. Like, God is basically saying you cannot just do what you want. Just because you don't like somebody anymore does not mean that it is okay. And even in the case of where your spouse may have done something where they broke the covenant, some people, they try to work it out. Some people actually put forth effort to work it out. But if your spouse is refusing to stop what they are doing, and if they are refusing to stop stepping out on you, God is not going to force you to stay in that marriage. And that's the message. Like, God is not going to make you. If they have went out and committed adultery, they made that choice. They made the choice. They made that choice. God is saying that he is taking account of that, okay? If they have committed adultery against you. But if they have not committed adultery against you, you cannot just divorce somebody just because you don't like them no more. You cannot just divorce somebody because you don't feel attracted to them no more. You cannot just divorce somebody because they are irritating you, or they're bothering you, or they're frustrating you. You need to look inside yourself and figure out why you have decided not to love that person anymore. And a lot of times it's because somebody is looking at what they could have, and they want to look at, oh, I could could have this, and I could be there, and I could be this, and I could do this, and I could do that. God is saying you should be happy with who he gave you. And if you cannot be happy with who he gave you, and you have chosen to cheat on the person that he gave you, then you will have to deal with the consequences, okay? And the consequences could very well be the marriage coming to an end, because God is not going to force somebody to be in a relationship with somebody that is acting, you know what I'm saying? Like a thought. Like, you know, it's not fair. And that's the message. God is saying, but these are the only reason that God honors a divorce is if somebody has committed adultery, if somebody has broken the covenant, if somebody is acting in lewdness. And let me see, I have a star. Down here at the bottom, this is the study Bible, y'all. It says lewd conduct is a separate case. Literally, except for porneia, immorality, fornication, even incest. A growing number of scholars consider this to refer to Christians who, prior to their conversion, had married within a prohibited degree of blood relationship, as stated. Okay, as it stands, however, the same position seems to be taken in Acts 15 and 20. And that says, it cannot be easily reconciled with the absolute prohibition of divorce repeated. I'm sorry, y'all. This is just so broken. But I do know what they're talking about the part where it says that if someone has went and slept with someone else, it's not fair for them to go back to their partner, for their partner to go back and have to sleep with them. It's not fair. Look at this, just falling apart. Okay, and it's just not, and that might be what it is. Okay, it is not fair for this person who has done no wrong, this person who has been faithful, to have to accept the fact that their person just been around and just giving it away to anybody, and now they got to take that. And I just feel like God is saying, no, that's not fair. No, that's not right. And he is not, like, no, God is not. Even if there's a situation where the two are separated, okay, it does not mean that it is okay for one party to go around and sleep with other people just because a break is happening, or just because there is a split, or just because God has divinely separated the two. And I just feel like for somebody, this is a case where instead of this person putting forth the effort to get themselves together, instead of this person taking out the time, effort, and energy to get their stuff together, regardless of if what it is they got to do, regardless if they need to fill out a job application, regardless of if they need to just go and down to the church and get saved and just lay themselves down at the altar and talk to God for an hour or two or a day or two, or whatever it is this person needs to do to get themselves, maybe they need to go see a therapist, like whatever it is that they need to do to get themselves together and get themselves back in the midst of their marriage. Instead of them doing that, they decided to go out and cheat. They decided to go out and do this. They wanted to go up and lay with somebody. They decided to go and do, and you know, it's not hard to tell, because in reality, in a loving relationship, even if you are separated from your spouse, you still gonna make sure your spouse good. You still gonna be trying to, you know what I'm saying? And I just feel like this is somebody that they then went and they found somebody else, and now they feel as though what they found is not as good as they thought it was, and they want to try to go back. God, they want to backpedal, and God said, you're not finna backpedal back to my child after you done went and soiled yourself all over this. Like, you didn't do all this nastiness, and now you want to come back and give yourself to my child like, okay, I'm done, I got it all out. No, this part, they have not worked on anything they were supposed to work on. They have not, they did the exact opposite of what God asked them to do. And God is saying that, in this person's mind, what they believe is because they, regardless if they weren't attracted to you anymore, regardless if they felt like you were frustrating them, regardless if they felt like they weren't getting along with you very good anymore, or regardless if they just, whatever it is, they felt like y'all weren't seeing eye to eye, and they took that and they ran with it, and they used that as an excuse. They use that as fuel to go and cheat on you. And God is saying that just because the person that they found was not up to their standards either. The person that they found turned out to be like awful. The person that they found was exactly what they wanted you to be, and they realized that what they wanted you to be was not all that it was caked up to be. And now they want to come back to you. God said, no, you don't have to accept that. And no, you don't have to accept that dirty whatever. Okay, you don't have to accept it. You don't have to accept it. It's not a requirement. And this is the only reason that God will honor a divorce, is if somebody has broken that covenant. That is the only case, okay? This is to clear that up with anybody that is confused. The only case in which God honors a divorce is if somebody has broken the covenant. Okay, and this is a situation where somebody went out, they broke in the covenant, and when they break that covenant, it's over. And that's the message, okay? Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Deuces.